Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today, our group among us will present about our project, EzBook Sports Facility. So I'm Anisahtul Nadzirah Binti Roszamri, 196092 with the two of my friends, Syahizzat and Haikal, 1624253 and 1628873. So, okay, next. Okay, so the first is about the introduction. So for our project, we want to do the new online system that make the IIUM residents become more easy and manageable to book sport facility. Since now we know that the facilities is we need to use the walk-in form. So we want to do the mobile application or web application for the IIUM residents to make them easier to book for the both female and male sports complex. And this booking is very provide the convenience for the user to check the availability status of the sport complex through the booking system. Okay, overall the interaction is between the students, staff, and sport development center officer. Okay, next. So, okay, this is our planning phase. So, week 2 and week 3, we are doing the planning and methodology. Week 4 and 5, we are doing the requirement elicitation. Week 8 until 9, we are using do the interface design and prototyping. And the last one, week 10 until 11, we are doing the testing. So, overall, we are planning to do the this project, EzBook Sports Facilities project, and our methodology we decide to do the prototyping. Okay, next for the requirement elicitation. Okay, oops, atas sikit. Sorry. Okay, for the requirement elicitation, okay, we have used the use case diagram, specification, activity diagram, and context diagram, so that everyone will be more clear about it. Okay, next, we do the interface and prototyping, and and the last one, we are using the testing chapter. Okay, next, the methodology. So as we are using the methodology prototyping, so there are 5 steps: quick plan, modeling, quick design, construction of prototype, development, delivery and feedback, and also the communication. Okay, next. So for the, okay, next. Okay, so as it is very common. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syahizzat bin Shafie, and I will continue with the chapter 3, which is requirement elicitation. So, every application needs to meet the requirement to make the application function properly for the user. The software that we develop is especially for IUM staff and student, and only to use the EzBook Sports Facility booking system. So the first requirement for interaction of the actor and the system is shown in the use case diagram. There are 4 main use case diagram for our system, and the use case is login, view booking session, make booking, and approve booking. Next is context diagram that explain and define the flow of information between our system and the users. Third is the activity diagram describing dynamic aspect of our system, and activity diagram will show the detailed flow of all possible steps of the system when using our system. So I will start to 3.1 use case diagram. So this is our use case diagram. There are 2 actors that are involved in the system, which are users and sport development center officer. The user consists of student and lecturer. User consists of student and lecturer. There are 4 main use case in the use case. The first is login, where both actors have interaction before using the system. If actor did not have an account in the system, actor will redirect to register use case for the extent. if for you after for user after the login successful, user will view the booking session for the second use case. Next is the third use case is making booking. If the user decide to book the facility, the system will send the detail for the sport development center officer. If the user cancel the booking, user will redirect to the second use case, which is view booking session. In the use case making booking, sport development center officer are involved and the system send the list of booking made by user to the sport development center officer. The fourth use case is approve booking. So sport development center officer will decide to approve or reject the booking made by user in the use case to approve booking. So that is for use case diagram. And we'll move to the 3.2, which is use case specification. So here is our use case specification. So use case specification is a contextual description of system supply feature. It captures interaction of actor system. In other words, it describes how a user communicate with a system and how system react to the action of the user. In the context of a conversation between the actor and the system, it is sometimes phrased in form dialogue. So this is our use case one, which is view booking session. So this description is user books for sports facility system. So the actor is user. The precondition is user is a registered student for IIUM. So the user is IIUM students. The post condition is booking is successfully reserved. So the trigger event is actor enter his or her metric number and password to login the system. Actor choose an option to book the session. So the first one, the flow of the event is system will display a list of available session for sport facilities on the calendar viewed by the week. So the second one is going to this actor select the specific date, and the number three is system will display a list of available time for that certain date. So next is actor select the specific time on the date, and the actor will click confirm button, and the number six is a dialog box appear for the action actor on the confirmation of the booking session. So next is actor click the send button and the system send a notification to the actor to notify the session is booked. So the alternate flow is 7.1. If the actor decided not to book the session, the actor will click the cancel button and system will send the user to the home page. So the exception flow from number 5 is that 5.1, system validate for completeness of time. If incomplete, the system asks the actor to choose the time. So this is for use case specification. And next is the 3.3 context diagram. So the context diagram is showing the flow of information for the booking system. User will log in to the system and the flow is user login to the system and system will verify the login booking information. Then user will select the booking session and date, and the system will store all the booking information made by the user. So the system will store the information. Next, the system will send the booking status whether approved or rejected by sport development center officer. So the sport development center will confirm the booking status and system will process it and send it to the user the booking status. So the next one is our activity diagram. So the activity diagram describes the dynamic aspect of the system. There are two different flows for the user and the sport development center officer when using the system. First, users such as lecturer and student need to enter login ID, login ID, login ID registered for the system. If the user do not have account yet, they need to register first in the system. If the login ID is incorrect, user need to enter login ID again. They enter the ID. If the login ID is correct, user will go to the booking process. So the process for the user is user will view the facility and quantity and continue to select the facility and quantity for the booking. Next, user will view the date and booking session and then select the date session. So the next process is confirmation of this booking. So if user decide to change any details or user want to cancel, so user will redirect to the facility and quantity if user want to cancel, or if user confirm the booking, and it will end the process. So the next one is the process for spot officer. So the login is same, we enter the ID, and then so if the spot officer login, and spot officer will show will be shown the list of the booking facility, and spot officer will see the booking information that made by the user. So the spot officer will approve the booking approval. So if the booking is approved, so it will end whether it is approved or reject, and it will end in the process in our system. So that is it for our activity diagram, and we'll move on to
Next, this is for our interface design. So for chapter 4.1 and 4.2, we are required for the both user, students and staff, and the sport development officer. Okay, and the 4.3 and 4.4, we are explaining about the function of the layout for the users, explaining about the layout for the sports development officer. Okay, so scroll down. Okay, this is the point of 4.1 first step of the user. So basically they need to log in, they need to enter their ID and also the password. Okay, else if they don't have any account, they can click on the sign up below the login button. Okay, so next. So on the sign up, they have, this is a very the second step. Okay, the sign up, they need to they are required to enter the full name, their email, their ID, their password, and also the we need to confirm their password. So for the staff ID or student ID, is either the staff ID or metric number. So then they can click the sign up page, and yeah, they can already log in. Okay, next. There's a 4.2. Okay, next is 4.3. Okay, this is the step for student and staff. Okay, the first thing that they need to find facility. Okay, the system will put out the list of the facility available, and then they need to choose the quantity and also the period of the booking, the start date and also the end of the date. And there's only 6 sessions only. And after the user choose everything, okay, they need to click the confirm button or cancel button. Okay, next. So this is the layout for the last step for the user. Okay, this is the approval form. Okay, basically after they click the confirm button, they will send to the sport development officer, and this is the form where they receive the approval form. Okay, so they will appear the name, student, date boot, and etc. And the status will be approved, and they need to click print to make sure that they have the receipt. Or else, okay, can you go down? Okay, so for step 4.5, this is for the sport development officer only. So there's a lot of the booking list. So As the officer get the list, they need to click either approve button or reject button. Alright. Next, we continue with the next person.
Okay, for the next chapter is 5.0, which is the prototype. So this is the prototype for the feature. 5.1 is feature of staff and students. So as mentioned previously, staff and user need to enter the valid student or staff ID and password. So the user need to enter the valid student and ID. So if it is incorrect, the user will redirect to the re-enter the ID and password. And if the user do not have the account with our system, so it will the system will, you can click the sign up button, so it will redirect to the sign up page. So in the sign up, user and sport development officer will enter the full name, email, student and staff ID, password, and confirm the password and click the sign up. So after the sign up, so if successfully login, so user will first see the select facility. So user for student and staff can select which facility that they want to book, and then the select quantity will appear. So user can select how much quantity that the user want to book. So and then the period of booking will appear. So user can select the date that they want to book. So and then after it's done, it's selected. So user will prompt to select the session, and then if everything is complete, user can click the confirm button to confirm the booking, or click the cancel button if the booking is full, or user change their mind to book the facility. So this is after development officers confirm the booking. So if the booking of the user is successful, here is the example. So it will state the name, Muhammad Syahizzat, and the student and staff ID. So the date book, from because this is 1 day, so it just shown 6 January 2021, and the selected session is session 1, and the selected facility, which is multipurpose hall, and the quantity is 1, and the status is approved. So the user can click the print, so it's easier when they go to the facility, they can just show the confirmation of the booking that is approved. So if the status is rejected, their booking is rejected, so they will just click to the home, and they need to book again. So we will move to the 5.2, which is feature of sport development officer, to Haikal.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Haikal. My metric number is 1928873. Today, I will explain about the feature of sport development officer in our report. So, the first thing is sport officer will have to sign in the system by filling in their staff ID and password to access the system of easy booking spot. Once they click on the sign in button, they will be directed to the page that lists down all the booking list as in figure 5.24. Then there will be a notification directed to the user to alert them that the booking is approved or rejected. The confirmation of the alert notification is shown in figure 5.18 and 5.19. As you can see here, the user have their status being updated by the system. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. In this chapter 6.0, which is testing, I will explain about the test case of login, test case of view booking session, test case of make booking session, and test case of approve booking. In this testing chapter, there are three types of software testing, which is happy, negative, and boundary test. It is important to proceed with various types of testing to ensure the application is running smoothly without any errors. Figure 6.1.1 shows the first test that we did in this project, which is the negative test. Negative testing ensures our application can gracefully handle invalid input or unexpected user behavior. In this project, we take login function to exhibit a negative test. The correct operation is that users are successfully navigated to the main page. Users are required to fill in the login details, which are their ID and password. Users are supposed to be navigated to the booking page once the details have been filled and entered the system. The negative test result in failure during the login period into the system because the user entered an invalid ID and or password. Hence, the user are asked to refill their details in order to log back in the system. Next is the book figure of 6.21 as well as 6.4.1 represent the second and the last test in this project, which is happy test. Happy test is a type of software testing where it uses non-input and produce an expected output. The purpose of this test is to ensure the system flow without any error. Figure 6.2.1 shows that the user successfully able to view their desired session, while figure 6.4.1 shows that the sports development officer able to approve the user's booking session, in which the users will be notified of their current status. Next is figure 6.3.1, which displays the third test in this project, which is boundary test. Boundary test is the process of testing between extreme ends or boundaries between partition of the input values. In this project, we take session availability function to be tested. The booking sessions that the user desires is supposed to be confirmed. This can be done after the user select their desired session. Firstly, user will be displayed a list of available sessions. User need to select their desired available session. The condition for the session to be selected is that the session must not be full or unavailable. For example, if a session is full, the page will display that the session is full. Therefore, It is necessary for the user to choose available session and parallel with the system. That's all for me. Thank you.